Hello divas, it's your girl Grace, aka Face Quizit here, and welcome to another episode of Dialogues with Grace. Before I go any further, divas, I just want to quickly apologize because I know I've been AWOL for a couple of weeks. This is due to life happening. There's just been a lot going on in my personal life, and it's been a struggle. If I tell you it's been a struggle, believe me, it's been a struggle to just get the motivation to get on here and start recording. It really has been, but I was just really determined to, do this recording for you guys because I just felt like I gave my word. I need to stick to it. After all, we preach integrity, so we have to lead by example. Right, divas? So I had to force myself and get behind this camera and do this recording for you. So I do apologize for being AWOL for a couple of weeks. I can't get into it, but it's just been a struggle. Thank you for understanding and thank you for rocking with me. So this is just going to be a quick one, divas. We're not going to stay too long on this one. And I want to talk about why Davido chose Chioma above all else. Now, as you know, we have spoken previously about the things that attract a man to a woman, why he would pick somebody who others might see as average, and choose that person as his ride or die. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Chioma should be your yardstick. I'm not saying she's the epitome of what you should follow. I'm just saying let's learn, because even the Bible said learn from the ants. So, let's pick what we can pick. Everybody has their positive and negative sides, and we're going to focus on Chioma's positive side and what would make David choose Chioma over all those other girls that are throwing themselves at him, that he comes across being the superstar bad boy that he is. Why Chioma of all people? Okay, so let's get into it. We did speak about femininity and women oozing that feminine energy and how attractive men find it. And I believe that Chioma is the epitome of oozing that feminine energy. I was watching, I don't really follow her like that, but I did follow the wedding because, oh my God, that wedding was a carnival. And I must say, the girl is absolutely stunning in every ramification. She is a beautiful, beautiful woman. But one of the things that I want to draw on is her feminine energy. And what are the characteristics of a woman who is very feminine? I'm not going to go through all of them because we've spoken about some of them previously. Things like communication, empathy, emotional intelligence, supportiveness, being appreciative, and so on and so forth. But I'm going to pick out a few things, right? And I'm going to focus on those few things because I don't want this video to be long. But before I go into those things, one of the things, I kept watching her in the videos. And of course, the camera was always on her. She's a bride, of course. And the camera was on the groom as well. And severally, I saw David calling people, telling people off, get away from there, as you do on your wedding day, because it can be quite stressful. I myself, on my wedding day, was very irritable. I was very irritable. It is what it is. But one thing I noticed about Chioma, not once did I see her frown. Not once did I see her not smile. She was smiling. Not once did I see her not being graceful to the people around her. She could have had a chip on her shoulder, but no. She would smile and wave at people as she saw them. The fact that these people were here to support and celebrate with her, she was very graceful, very elegant, very calm. And she was a girl's girl, the way she was going on. And I just said to myself, wow, no wonder she won Davido's heart above all else. Because remember, we spoke about these things, the things that attract a man to a woman, the things that men find attractive. And one of the things that top that list is that your feminine energy. And what are the characteristics of feminine energy that I notice in Chioma? Apart from, I mean, I don't know how empathetic she is, but I would assume that, you know, if you weren't, you couldn't have lasted this long. So she must have been, but I'm not going to talk on that. I'm going to talk about the things that I saw. And one of the things that I saw was her grace and poise, you know, the way she carried herself on the day. She was just carrying herself like a lady. She did not have a frown on her face. She smiled and greeted everyone. You know, she was just dancing and enjoying herself, knowing that these people are here and they're here to support and celebrate with me. She carried herself with such grace and poise. And I think that is very, very important. The second thing that I noticed about Chioma, which I've noticed before anyway, but it was further heightened because, of course, it's her wedding day, was her appearance and her grooming. The way a lady presents herself is very, very important. The way she looked, her makeup, you know, she was very intentional about the people she chose to do her grooming on the day. Sorry guys, I keep swallowing and all that because these braces, man, they make you do things that are out of character. So I do beg your pardon, okay, Divas? Deal with, just help and, you know, allow it for now, okay? These braces will soon come out, okay? But when I talk, it's the grace of God, okay? But anyway, moving on. So, you know, her grace, her poise, the way she carried herself, I mean, the way she, her appearance, you know, how she put herself together, you know, the makeup wasn't too much, it wasn't over the top, it was just beautiful. And of course it's her wedding day, so I know that her makeup will be, but I've seen previous pictures, I've never seen her makeup looking loud or over the top. It was just lovely and everything was well coordinated. The way she dressed, you know, it was very feminine. She was giving feminine energy, and all these things are the things that attract a man to a woman. You might think that, oh yeah, but I'm better than her, I'm more educated and all that. Who that help? Who you help? Look, divas, it's not about all those things. Those things are additional. But a man wants a woman that is graceful, elegant, beautiful, she has emotional intelligence. She has empathy, you know. She's nurturing. Clearly she's nurturing because she's had, unfortunately, her first son passed away. Ifeanyi, may the Lord rest his soul. You know, and I know that was a big blow to the family. But then God blessed them with twins, you know. And from what I read, or I think there was an interview that David did, and he was saying that the twins arrived the month that Ifeanyi passed. And even if that is not a blessing from God, I don't know what is, you know. He gave them two to replace the one that they lost. God is faithful like that, you know. And clearly she's nurturing, and every man, every alpha male, a responsible man who wants a woman to look after his children would want a nurturing woman, not a woman who would just dump the kids and, you know, and she's off here and there. You know, and I mean, that's okay every now and then, but it shouldn't be the norm that you will always dump your kids on somebody. Yes, you have a nanny, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be there to nurture your child as a mother. So these are the things, you know, that men see in women that they find very, very attractive and makes them yearn for that woman above all else. You know, that another thing is that subtle, gentle warmth, the warmth they get from that woman, the warmth that she's oozing, you know, men find that very attractive. And you can see that she's that kind of a person, you know. You can tell that these two were in love, as in there was no falsehood there was no falseness. They loved each other. People can say all they like. They can say, oh yeah, it's because if he was poor, would she marry him? It's because of the money. Would you go after a poor guy? Right? Everybody prefers, even if you love the poor guy, you will still prefer that he was rich. You would be praying for him. You would want God to bless him so that, you know, he too can become rich, so that life is easy. Everybody wants that richer, more soft life, you know. We all would love that. We might not all have that, but don't lie and pretend that you wouldn't want it if you had it. Okay, so I think those are the things, you know, that David found very, very attractive about Chioma. I think she's also sensitive. I mean, one of the characteristics is sensitivity and intuition, and she comes across that way. She comes across that way. I don't know her, but those are the vibes that I'm getting from her. She's sensitive, she's warm, she's nurturing. Those are the things that David finds attractive. Men don't want another man. I keep saying this. Like, an alpha male who is an heterosexual man, he does not want another man. He wants a woman, a soft, nurturing, feminine woman, a sensitive woman is what he's looking for. You cannot be competing with the man in the house and want him to love you and, you know, and protect you. If you're a man, why do you need protection from another man? You have to allow him be the head, and it appears that she does that, you know. And I just, you know, it just looks so beautiful when you look at the two of them together. They just look so beautiful, so warm, and yeah, they're a beautiful couple. And it appears also that Chioma is the opposite of David. She seems to be the calm, you know, and then, you know what they say about opposites attracting, you know. David is more the life of the party. Yeah, what's up? He sees everybody. He's, you know, he's a people's man. He's the man of the people, you know. When he was driving to I think the traditional wedding, you know, the road, of course, he's a superstar now. The roads were covered with his fans, you know, and, you know, he had this open roof car. I think it was a Bentley. I can't even remember. And, you know, he was waving and greeting the fans because he's a man of the people, you know. So he needs a woman who is more calm, and I think he gets that in Chioma. So, you know, let's not hate on this girl. She's beautiful. God has blessed her. Let us celebrate. I'm not saying that, you know, she's your yardstick for everything, but look, when we see qualities that are good in people, let us celebrate those qualities. Let us identify. Let's not be mean and say, hey, what is it? She put up with all these excesses. Well, at the end of the day, it's her life, and she chose to stick with the man that she loves. So who are we? Who are we to come and condemn her? But that is not even the focus. The focus is, why did David choose Chioma above all else? And I believe the reason he chose her is because of all these points that I've raised. Her nurturing, her loving him, the way she loves him, the fact that she's very elegant and poised in the way she carries herself. She appears not to talk too much. She seems quite reserved. You know, she can cook. He already affirmed to that she can cook. And other things which I won't mention. But these are the things that men find attractive. You cannot be the guy in the house. You want to compete with the guy. You want to be two heads. It's not possible. One has to be the head. One has to be the neck that supports the head. And I feel like she's a good neck that supports him. She's the one that calms him down, you know. Of course, he's a superstar. He goes around touring and all that. He needs to come back to a home that is warm and welcoming, you know. And I feel like she gives those vibes, right? So yeah, these are the kind of things that a man is looking for in a woman. Like I said earlier, I mentioned her appearance and grooming. She seems like, you know, she's well put together, you know. She's nurturing, you know, and it looks to me like she's somebody that can adapt, you know, because if you cannot be married to somebody like David. You can't. And if you're the jealous type, you definitely can't be married to somebody like David. He's a superstar. Women throw themselves at him. Even if he's not interested, they'll throw themselves at him, you know. So yeah, if you're the kind of lady that cannot deal with that, then don't even go there. Don't bother with him. He's not the man for you. But yeah, it was a short video just to reiterate the fact that, you know, these are the qualities that men are looking for in women. They want, like the alpha male men that are heterosexual, they want a woman who has all these qualities. Do you agree with me, divas? If not, let me hear your own opinions in the comments. I mean, this is, after all, you know, you know, a place where we can agree to disagree, where we share opinions. You know, I don't claim to be the person that knows everything. These are simply my opinions and what I've observed, and it made me realize why David chose Chioma above all else. She's absolutely stunning, but I'm sure that she's not the most beautiful woman in the world, but she's absolutely gorgeous. My point is, I'm sure he's seen other women who might even be more beautiful, but do they possess the qualities that she possesses? Yes, she might have some other qualities, because I've heard people, you know, really go for her, especially when they broke up and people were like, oh, she's slow, you know, she should have, how can you be with David all this while and you don't have this business and that business? But she's not about that. And I think these are what some of the things that he sees in her. She doesn't, like, if she was a user, she would have got everything she wanted out of him. We would have seen it, but she's not that way inclined. So, like I said, we need to learn from the aunts. Anything that you see, that any quality you see in people that you like, you can learn from it. Let us begin to observe these things. So, ladies, if you're looking for a husband, right, you're looking for a life partner, harness your feminine qualities, work on them, learn how to dress, put yourself together. And I am going to do a series on, you know, appearance, and I'm going to give us some tips. I'm not saying I'm the master of this, but I know that I can help, because this is one of my strengths. Yes, I'm not shy of it. I like to dress up. I believe that I'm quite fashionable. You know, I am a makeup artist. I was for years. And by the grace of God, I went very far. You know, I traveled, I worked with big names in the industry. So, you know, and I taught as well for many years. And a lot of my students are now doing very well for themselves. I shan't mention any names, but my point is, I have some experience and I'm going to share those with you. So we're going to focus on this as well, because we're trying to build our sisters up. And when that opportunity comes, I don't have that opportunity now because I'm doing this recording in my home, so it's difficult to bring people in, and I live all the way in Kent, but all the way not Kent, like just Dartford or whatever, that's close, like at the end of Kent towards it. So it's not easy for me to bring people here, but we're working on it so that we can have people you know, who might have a different opinion to mine, and, you know, bring them on the show every now and then. We can have a nice banter. But anyway, like I said, divas, do you agree with what I said? Do you agree that, you know, feminine energy does help you secure the bag, for lack of a better word? Do you agree with me or not? Let me hear your opinion in the comment box below. All right, my divas, I'm going to wrap it up here because this video is especially for this. I just felt that it was important and necessary to talk about it. Let me hear your comments below. Until next time, my divas, stay absolutely fabulous, stay beautiful, stay wonderful. Remember that Jesus loves you, and I, your girl, your ace, your friend, your auntie, your paddy, your big sis, your younger sister, I love you too. Have a great week and see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.